You are about to listen to the Neverdaily podcast.
This is the biggest thing since the Zapruder film.
So many questions.
I don't have any answers.
But please don't stop listening
To the Neverdaily podcast.
It's Friday. Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody is looking forward to the weekend.
How do you know that song so well?
Party and what? Fun.
How do you know that so well?
Forward to the weekend.
Jess, do you know that song? She's
Rebecca Black.
She nodded no, but then her shoulders kind of did that. Like she's heard it a lot. Like she knows the words.
My daughter loved that song for a long time, and not ironically, because you know how kids are. They have horrible taste in everything.
They do.
They like Dot Dogs and Friday by Rebecca Black. So I would be like, she'd be like, Dad, what day is it? It'll be like Friday. She's like, turn on the song. And then I'm like driving through town as a grown man with the windows down, blaring Rebecca Black's Friday unironically. You know how emasculating that is?
You know how Spotify has the ability to recommend stuff to you, right? You know, like it tells you bands you might like or music you might like.
Yeah.
It totally ruins it when you have little girls and they have your Spotify account.
Yep.
Because once a day, Spotify is like, we recommend this. And I go and look, and it's like if a candy store became a singer, that's what they're recommending to me is this new. Also, I don't know, your kids are a little more street, so they probably don't do this, but my kids love the Kids Bop version of all the songs. I don't know if you know what that is. Kids Bop is like a singing troupe of children that sing popular songs. So pick any song that's popular, and Kids Bop does their own cover of it, but it's kids singing it. And so they mess with the words and everything, so it's kind of kid-friendly. Like they did, take my horse down out down road. But anything that would be questionable for a child to sing, they kind of change the words and stuff.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, they've covered everything. Like I'll be driving in the car, and suddenly one of the girls will be like, it'll be like, Alexa, play Kids Bop Kids, rolling down.
Sure. Rolling Down Deep by Kids Bop Kids.
No.
Alexa,
stop. Dang it. But so, you know, I'll be just driving in the car, and all of a sudden there's like a whole choir of kids going, what you know about rolling down in the deep when he's like,
I was going a different direction with that. I thought there was a Kids Bop version of the Fred Durst Limp Bizkit song "Rollin'." Y'all know we be loving this shit right here.
They've done some where there is literal swearing, and they've taken the swearing out and just changed it to something else.
Yeah, my kids definitely aren't listening to Kids Bop. Actually, Mo, my 8-year-old, recently discovered, because of her love of Stranger Things, Metallica. And she absolutely loves Metallica. And through Metallica, I was so proud, I was able to introduce her to Pantera. So she's demanded a Pantera and a Metallica poster for her bedroom wall. And I was very proud, but she listens to Metallica nonsense. But to her, Metallica is an up-and-coming band. Like people are gonna go crazy when they hear about this Metallica. These Metallica guys.
It's like the stupid high school girls when I was in high school and Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton came out. And one of the girls was like, oh my gosh, this is about his dead son. I can't believe he learned to sing just so he could sing this song. Because all they knew him as was a guitarist. But
Well.
yet, there's decades of him singing with Cream.
Like that's the song that taught him how to sing. Like, his son had to learn to fly so he could learn to sing.
I can just see your daughter, though. You're like, one of the kids comes up to her at recess, is like, "Hey, have you heard that new Kids Bop kids song?" And she's like,
No, I listen Pantera. Obviously the Dimebag Darrell years. The newer stuff's a little too pedantic for me.
I can just see her saying that.
She loves For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Really?
So, I've told you about Mo whenever she's feeling the zoomies. She's feeling like, I gotta get some dancing out. But she never says what she's doing. She's like, Dad, I gotta go upstairs to my room for a minute. And then 2 seconds later, I'll hear, boom, For Whom the Bell Tolls. And then you'll just hear, boom, 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 just like elephants are dancing. And she's up there head banging. She's also decided that for her next school year, she wants to look like a rocker. So all the school clothes that she's having my wife order are like little leather boots with chains on them and like black denim jeans. And she's like, Mom, Dad, I want holes in them. They've got to have holes in them. And she wants like a wallet chain, even though she doesn't have a wallet.
She just wants the chain. She's going to put a Tamagotchi on the end of it.
She just wants chains on everything and spikes.
That's awesome.
And she's also demanded a black leather vest, or not leather, a black denim vest. She wants to put patches and stuff on it. She's just in a metal phase right now.
Oh my goodness. Oh, your daughters are amazing. They're funny.
They say fuck a lot.
Yeah, they do. Not around my kids, they don't.
No, they know when to say it. And they
What's really funny?
What's funny?
Well, I was just going to say, when we were at the beach, you say that they say that a lot, but if you had seen Mo at the beach, especially when Sawyer would rip out some swear word, you would think that Mo ran a convent because she completely turned night to day. She was like, this is a no swearing zone. Wow. She knows the rule.
Because Mo is very disciplined with her cuss words. She knows that the house is a cuss free zone. She can, or a free speech zone. She can cuss if she wants, as long as they're using them in the correct way. I don't mind, and they know not to say it in front of Mo. Knows not to say them in front of other adults, teachers, grandmas, grandpas, stuff like that. Sawyer's still learning that lesson.
She's so funny. Oh man, we do. You might think my daughters are little angels, but nah, Bean Bean's the one. She's that what can I get away with girl? Like she's excited when she heard somebody say, well, you can say a swear word if you're quoting somebody. So now I caught her the other day telling her little friend Ellie, she's like, say a swear word. Say a swear word.
That's
say
a loophole.
one. Say one. Yeah, she was trying to get her to say a swear word so that she could walk around saying it.
All she has to do is go, fuck. Samuel L. Jackson, Snakes on a Plane. She just has to quote it afterwards.
Oh, I should never tell her that. She'll start doing it. Oh, well, it's Flax and Snappy Friday.
So what was that? It's what Friday?
Friday.
Did you say it's Flapsy Snapsy Flat Friday?
No, Snap Crackle Pops Friday. And it's your turn.
Okay, well, today I wanted to do something a little different. I mean, we've done it before, but I enjoy it when we do this. It's not just one creepypasta, but it's 2-sentence horror stories. So it's a million little. One criticism that Jess always has about Creepypasta Friday is that there's not enough creepypastas. And I was thinking, like, well, how can we keep the time constraints but get more creepypastas for Jess? And I thought, well, instead of one big creepypasta, we can get Jess just 150 little bitty creepypastas.
She seems really excited about this.
So we're doing 2-sentence horror stories. And I'll read one and then you can give me your thoughts. Okay.
Okay.
All right. My husband woke me up by kissing my cheek when he got home late. This morning I checked my phone. He stayed with a friend last night. And you do the boom after every one.
Okay. Sorry. And then you want our thoughts after every one?
Yes, thoughts.
Is there another word? Is there another word for synonym?
Cinnamon.
Yeah. All right.
Here we go. Next.
I don't really get that one. Can you read it again? Because I got lost
listening.
somewhere. Well, no, I was.
It just
I was
says
thinking,
on your screen, it says app is not focused, which means you're clicking away at something else.
Brain is not focused.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
I'm not going to read that one again. I'll just move on.
Wait, but just explain it. What happened?
Her
husband kissed
I mean,
her.
it's only 2 sentences, so I can read it. My husband woke me up by kissing my cheek when he got home late. This morning, I checked my phone. He stayed with a friend last night.
So somebody else is laying next to her, but she has time to text that or write that story?
It's just a story, Op. It's a fucking story. It's just you're.
Okay.
Next one. I like to sing in the shower sometimes. When I got out of the last one, the fogged up mirror read, "You have a lovely voice. I live alone." Sound effect, god damn it.
Ah, shoot. I was thinking.
No, you're not. It says app is not focused on your screen. You're not listening.
It was, though. She lives alone. She showers alone. That's scary. Okay.
All right. My TV keeps turning on by itself. It's annoying, but what's more worrisome is how it only shows footage of me standing in my living room. Here's another one. It's safe to come out now, sweetie, Dad said reassuringly, his blue eyes shining at me through the gap in the bedroom door. He's been saying that for hours, but it doesn't change the fact that my dad's eyes are green.
Also, didn't you say his blue eye? Like, obviously she knows it's not her dad. That guy's only got one eye.
Well, it's a crack in the door. You can only look at one eye at a time. What'd you just write on your hand?
Kill myself. Just a reminder for later.
I found a new bottle of my best friend's favorite scotch on the kitchen counter today. He died in a drunk driving accident 6 years ago.
What? That doesn't. What? They probably bought the bottle of scotch themselves.
Yeah, they're just an alcoholic and they forgot.
Yeah.
It's like a sad version of Fight Club. You don't even have split personality. You're just a fucking drunk.
I found some scotch. Hey, a seaplane.
It's nice that my grandmother calls to check on me. But if she wants to communicate from the other side, I wish she wouldn't scream so much. And that would be alarming. Your grandmother died. It's like, oh, it's grandma from the other side. And you're like, hello. And it's just, ah! My mom told me that she had the best time playing with my little sister today. My sister went missing in 2002. They found her body in 2006.
So my mom has such a good time playing with my sister. She died in 2002. They found her body in 2006. So her mom is just playing with a dead body.
I don't know.
Corpse. Or she's just playing with like a container of soup because that's about what would be left. Next.
I just saw the children playing, admiring how high they have swung. But others tell me they're just swaying in the wind where they were hung.
Well, that sounds like a Robert Frost poem. It's kind of poetic. Amanda Schwer says, "Baby soup." Gross. But true. Not a lot of bones because babies have cartilage for a long time.
They do, yeah.
Chewy baby soup.
I kind of feel like a baby skull also is like, what is that? How do rich people eat eggs? So there's an egg on the little thing and they tap the top of it and crack the shell and then where it's like
forceps.
Soft-boiled
egg. That's like how the top of a baby skull is because that's like.
Trish says, would that have a clam chowder texture? Yeah, it would. Kind of that every other bite is sort of a rubbery, kind of has a rubbery pop to it when you bite down. Ugh. Yes. Oh, you gotta. Next.
You start to drift off into a comfortable sleep when you hear your name being whispered. You live alone.
They had a lot of time to write that one, and I think they could have done better on that one.
Finally, to his car, he drove away from there's fast. Never mind, that one's written terribly. Finally to his car, he drove away from there. Finally, it says, finally to his car, he drove away from there as fast as he could. Finally, am I reading that? Is that's wrong?
Maybe there's
right?
supposed to be a comma. Finally, comma, he drove to his car as fast. Nope, that doesn't even make sense either.
Doesn't make sense. Next. Being one of the first people on... Oh, wait. Go ahead and hit the sound. And Jess is just... She's leaving. Never mind.
She's leaving.
She is gone.
She left.
She is actually gone. Being one of the first people on the moon has its perks. Being the only one to be forgotten doesn't. And that would be terrible. You know what's crazy about the moon? It's not as far away as I think we think it is.
And I'll double down on that. It's not as far away as we think it is, yet you could still put every single planet in the solar system between the Earth and the moon and still have room.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is there are cars on the road today that have driven the distance to the moon.
Yes, that's the 99 Suburban has been to the moon. It's on its way back.
And that's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Because I think when we think of the moon, it's like millions of miles away, and that's just not the case.
No, it's not. Also, I have to correct that. The 99 Suburban would not survive because it can't even survive a car wash without showering you inside the car.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it's not airtight.
Yeah. It also doesn't
I don't know
have
how
wings.
I don't know how I'd get it into space.
Yeah. And why would you want to? And even once you got to the moon, there's no gravity on the moon, so you would really just be spinning your tires. Well, you're right in there on your hand.
I was just underlining kill myself later.
Oh.
Sorry. No, but okay, so I can make that creepypasta creepier. Imagine this scenario where you go to the moon, but nobody knew you went, and then you died on the moon.
Oh, so nobody even knows you're there.
Yeah, like you're a genius and you did it, but then you died and nobody knew that you did it.
I mean, here's the thing.
Your parents went away on a week's vacation.
Now, when you say you die, did you have time to explore the moon first?
Well, you're a genius, so it could come in a couple different forms. One is you're an amazing genius and you suddenly figured out how to teleport, but you weren't ready
Right.
to actually do it. And
But
then
let's say
ended
you have
up
a spacesuit and a set number of oxygen. So do I have a few hours to explore?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
at 36 years old, no, I wouldn't take that trip. Right.
Yeah. Right.
At 78, 80 years old, I might take that trip. If they're like, hey, this is a one-way ticket. I'm already 80 years old. It's a one-way ticket, but you do get to explore the moon uninterrupted for a few hours before you die. I might take that. I might be like, oh, I'll take that.
Now, also hybridizing that one to going back to where nobody knows you're going. What could be really cool is if you went, because technically it's lonely and sad for a little while, but at some point in the not too distant future, we're going to end up wherever your body is, right?
Yeah.
And so that would be pretty wild.
And also your body isn't going to decompose.
Right. So they would go there and be like, oh my gosh, this guy's been here since 1492. That would be pretty cool.
It would be badass. I would take that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, me too.
And Jess is back. We can continue on with the creepypastas now. So
okay. We held off until you got back.
Yeah, we know how you are with your fanfic. So she's got her pen ready. Looks like. All right, here's the next.
Taking notes.
As I walked up the driveway with my new friend, I introduced him to my dad. What friend? He asked with bewilderment in his eyes.
Stupid. Right? That one was dumb. They literally took the.
It was an imaginary. It was maybe they're schizophrenic.
Yeah, or they're 5.
Or they're 5. Yeah, and that's a different. And then that's just the movie Drop Dead Fred.
Or It Follows, or Next.
I woke up to the sound of screams and the feel of immense heat surrounding me. Sobbing as the torture began again, I remembered hell wasn't a made-up place.
That's pretty good.
Okay. Just because it talked about hell and you're like, yeah, hell is real.
No, I think that would be an interesting layer of hell to be in hell, be aware you're in hell, and then forget, and then wake up.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
Be re-reminded. Yeah. Honestly, I think that's kind of what hell is anyway. I think hell isn't like a physical like fireplace. It's an extreme awareness.
I think it's a
that
Buc-ee's.
You can't. Boy, I hope so. Because I'd go into the Buc-ee's. I would just, that'd be nice. By the way, speaking of Buc-ee's, have you tried the new Oreo Cakesters?
No, I haven't. Are you talking about the ones from McDonald's?
No.
They
They're
got Oreo
Oreo
pies at McDonald's now, but I haven't tried the Oreo cakes.
Maybe it's similar. Cakesters, they just look like little tiny, they almost look like something Hostess would make, but it's Oreo cake, top and a bottom with something in the middle, and they're called Oreo Cakesters.
Okay.
This episode brought to you by Oreo Cakesters. Find them wherever you listen to podcasts.
Buc-ee's was the most nerve-wracking, anxiety-riddled experience I think I've ever had in my life. It was elbow to elbow. It was packed to the gill, and that was at like 12:30 at night that I went. And then you stood in line for an hour at a fucking gas station? I don't get it. Raven says, what the fuck is a Buc-ee's? Buc-ee's is a gas station spelled Buccees. That
it's
everybody
Buccees, isn't it?
Whatever it is. Buccees. It's what everybody's going crazy over. It's like a mega gas station. It's like like if a Walmart and a Speedway fucked. That's what a Buc-ee's is.
I took my teenage niece there, and she was not happy.
I wasn't happy either. I get it. I'm with your niece.
That seems unnecessary. So American.
All right, Jess. Okay, Jess. More creepypastas. Okay. I've got it.
Smiley face emoji.
I see a face staring at me from my window. I live on the 3rd floor.
Sorry.
No, you were right.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait a second. See my face.
I see a face.
A face. Staring at my window. I live on the 3rd. Oh, I get it. Okay.
Took that long.
I was more concerned that I hit the button too soon.
I hear my daughter cry, "Mommy, I'm so cold. Please let me in." I shut the curtains, knowing she won't cry much longer in the snow.
Oh, jeez. Dang. That's rough.
Yeah, that's just killing your child.
Yeah, that's not. My daughter is sobbing and gurgling. It won't last long as I step on her head again.
This is completely misunderstanding how a creepypasta works. It's like somebody's like, I'm going to open a haunted house on Halloween for the kids. And when the kids go in, it's just a homeless guy with a gun. Nobody leaves that going, that was spooky.
You can find.
This is a guy pointing a gun at you. Tells you to give but he doesn't actually take your money. That's just a haunted house. Nobody comes out of the other end and like, that was worth the money. That was very spooky.
You should find more by that author. I'll bet like the next story they tell is, I raped somebody. Like that's all they wrote. Just, I raped somebody.
A haunted house where they just rape you. Walk out bow-legged. That was very spooky.
Haunted house where they rape you. How much do they charge you? Whatever's in your pockets.
Every morning, my husband tells me he loves me. I really wish he'd stop. I murdered him last year, but he still won't leave me alone.
Written by Polly Smith, 3rd grade.
Being the first to respond to a fatal car accident is always the most traumatic thing I see as a police officer. But today, when the crushed body of a little dead boy strapped in his car seat opened his eyes and giggled at me when I tried to peel him out of the wreckage, I immediately knew that today would be my last day on the force.
You know what would be extra weird about that is if they were on the force, they were on the Space Force. They peeled that body, that kid's body out of space. Next.
A smile of relief washed over his face, even with his a smile of relief washed a smile of relief washed across his face, even with his arm swallowed nearly to the elbow by the drain, and he said, "I think I feel your ring." I smiled too and said, "Oh, that's great, love. And I know about Vanessa," as I flipped the disposal switch. And that's a story where a lady found out her husband was cheating on her. And then she put her ring down the drain. And then when he put his arm in the drain, she cut his arm off with the disposal.
Okay, let's do that one again, but I'll say the last line. The giveaway line. So say it again.
A smile of relief washed across his face, even with his arm swallowed nearly to the elbow by the drain. And he said, "I think I feel your ring." I smiled too and said,
I swallowed my ring earlier. Get it? He's elbow deep in her buns.
"Oh, yeah."
Okay. Glad it deserved that.
I can't move, breathe, speak, or hear, and it's so dark all the time. If I knew it would be this lonely, I would have been cremated instead.
Let's add in bed to the end of no. Jess is like
She's mad because she already wrote a better story than that. I sat on my daughter's bed and sang her favorite song before giving her a kiss on the cheek, just as I've done every night since she was a baby. When I was done and smiled down at her, she whispered, "Mommy, please stop. You're dead."
that's kind of scary. Ooh, that is kind of gross. That's scary.
Yeah, and that one, you're the ghost. And you don't know that you're dead. You're just still going about your life and like, oh, fuck, I'm dead? God damn it.
But your daughter's frightened by you all the time.
Yeah. Your face is falling off.
And you think you're singing a nice song, but it's kind of like...
Was that a fart at the end?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to lovingly sing "For Whom the Bell Tolls" to my daughter as she falls asleep. She loves the fact that I'm dead because it makes it sound gnarly. Dad's so fucking metal. He's decomposing and he's singing "For Whom the Bell Tolls" while I sleep. I fucking love it. My life is so metal. I'd been noticing it for months, that tiny lag in my reflection. Not that anyone believed me. Today was different. She didn't even attempt to mimic me. She stood there smiling. I think she wants to come out.
Meh.
After dating all through high school and college, our daughter's boyfriend finally came by today to ask my husband and me for her hand. We gave it to him, hoping that he'll finally tell us where the rest of her is.
So wait,
Hold on a minute.
yeah, I was just thinking.
Why do they have the hand? What? Are they doing a trade-off here? We've got some of the body, you've got some of the body. Let's make a deal.
Maybe he started dating her and she was a leper and her hand fell off at the house and then he took her out and she kind of just fell apart somewhere else and he's the only one that knows where the rest of her's at.
Or maybe the hand that they're talking about is more metaphorical, like the hand in marriage. Like, yes, you can marry her, but where's the
I don't think so.
body?
That sounds dumb. That sounds stupid. How about you give us one more rousing chorus?
Or how about 50 more?
You choose.
Okay, I'll do 48.
Okay. Jess is like, bye. See you.
Audra looked across the table to smile warmly at the loving faces of her husband and children. I do so enjoy our time together, she whispered as she gently placed each of their severed heads back into the refrigerator.
Gross.
47 left. The smell of my charring flesh fills my nose as the muffler coughs out its last dying gasps. My only hope is someone seeing my hand that I'm... Wait, hold on a minute. The smell of my own...
That I found from my
I'm
daughter's
just going to read this
boyfriend.
word for word what it says, and
Yeah.
then we'll try to make sense of it together.
Okay.
The smell of my own charring flesh fills my nose as the muffler coughs out its last dying gasps. My only hope is someone seeing my hand that I'm hoping is still stuck in the guardrail above. Thank you for that.
Like a wreck? Like over a bridge or something?
The smell of my charring flesh fills my nose as the muffler... I don't know. I don't know.
I'm thinking their hands stuck in the guardrail above and they're just hoping that somebody finds them. Yeah.
46 left. I used to love hearing those sounds. The bathroom door opening, my girlfriend playfully drumming her fingernails on the sink, and the flat screech of the shower curtain pulling back before she stepped in to join me. But hearing those drumming nails now as I'm showering before bed on the night of her funeral stirs up altogether new feelings. A lot of these are like, go ahead, hit the sound. Yeah. A lot of these are like, insert thing. Oh, they're dead. Like that seems to be like the basic.
Tell me if you like mine. I'm gonna do one. Hold on.
I always liked watching Mama sew. It always made me sad when she put the final stitch in, and I couldn't see through my eyelids anymore.
Is that good?
That was so good. Did the noise?
Huh?
The noise.
Oh. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, that really drove it home, I feel like. I think this is a really good one, and this is what I'll leave it on.
Okay.
I actually really like this one. Okay. I breathe in the gas and count back from 10 to get my tonsils removed. Looks like little Timmy is finally going to get a new heart, and I get a new car, I hear the doctor say as I fall into the void.
Ew. He's getting a new car because of the surgery and Timmy's getting a new heart because that kid's dead.
Yeah. 45 left. Last night, I had a nightmare that I'd lost both my legs in a gruesome car accident. Then I realized it was only a memory.
That was the dumbest one yet. What? What? Car accident. It's just a memory.
Everyone complimented my disfigured mask last Halloween, full of hairy puss and puss and the mind sees what it wants.
What's that on your mask? It's from the 70s.
Hairy pussies. Just let me start that over.
Okay.
Oh, fruity and slip.
Sounds like a cereal.
Everyone complimented my disfigured mask last Halloween, full of hairy pus and scars. But they didn't know when I went home there was nothing to remove. Oh, well, that's okay. And that's Creepypasta Friday. Goodbye.
Okay. Hey.
What's that? More, Jess? I work in a strip club, and I hate to admit it, but I hear more screams than moans. Next, I swear I heard my daughter whisper my name, but the thing is, I'm still pregnant. Next, I fell asleep in my pajamas, but I woke up in a suit with a closed casket surrounding me. Next, I like living alone because when I hear faint singing or feel a hand on my thigh, I know it's one of them. Next, I kissed her, but she wouldn't kiss me back. She was already decomposing. Next, my car thumped over something in the road and the windshield wipers couldn't clear the blood away. Next, I don't know where the hell my husband is. I can't remember where I buried him. Next, I stopped going to church because God never answers me, but the devil speaks to me every night. Next, I went camping with my 3 best friends, but by the time we left, we were nothing but a murderer, a witness, and a dead body. Next, I don't mind it when the rain began to fall until it hit my skin and burned. Next, I asked that guy in my class while he was staring at me. He said he was actually staring at the demon that always hovers behind me. Stupid! Next, my cat never goes near my closet. The one day she did, she never came back out. Really stupid. Next, I felt my husband's hand squeeze mine, but then I remembered he was dead and I was in my apartment. Next!
That's like doom scrolling creepypasta version. It's like I'll go to bed as soon as something makes me laugh. Nothing.
Tried so hard.
You got so far.
Okay, 50 more.
Sweet magicians. No.
Okay.
All right. Here's what I brought. We're about to dive into the mysterious world of party hoppers and wallflowers.
It's my favorite.
AKA introverts and extroverts. But let's look at this through the often entertaining lens of something called the social homeostasis circuit, of course. All right, so let's imagine you're at a social gathering. Once upon a time when they used to be a thing, there's always that one quiet soul hanging by the punch bowl, right?
Yeah.
You know
dead. Hit the button.
We're done with...
Next.
So, staring at this person by the punch bowl, and you might think, oh, classic introvert, right? And then there's the life of the party, who's fluttering around like a social butterfly.
Yeah.
Naturally, that's your extrovert, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, not so fast, actually. Turns out Psychology isn't as simple as the back of a cereal box. So you might be shocked knowing that our silent punch bowl guardian could be a secret extrovert. They just aren't big on the chit chat. So extroverts in the world of head shrinks are those here's the syrup. Here's the recipe. An extrovert are those who get a serious kick out of socializing, and they practically run on good vibes and laughter.
Okay.
So that's their fuel. Their fuel is the socialization. And you know that rush, that likely a dopamine high. That's right. The same juice that makes that chocolate cake so darn irresistible is the same high. There's even some fancy brain scans to back this up. So the person at the punch bowl basically could actually be an extrovert because they just aren't talking a bunch, but they're fueled by the social environment. Hold on. Oh, there's more. The charismatic chatterbox, the one we pegged as the extrovert, might actually be a secret introvert. Now, this is where I think, Kent, this is where it's going to resonate. Yeah, they're the life of the party, but when the party's over, they're drained like an iPhone after a day of TikToking. Their tank is absolutely empty and they need a recharge. Here's the plot twist. Introverts could be getting a bigger dopamine kick than their extroverted counterparts.
Yes.
Making even brief conversation feel like a wild night out. Now, isn't that wild? Now, when I think of that, I think that you've been around me. That's you for sure.
Yeah.
You're turned on in a social environment, but then wiped out at the end. And I have something similar where I'm wiped out, but I also have like this massive amount of regret about everything I say. That might be another ism or osis there, but I related with that when I heard that. I was like, oh, wow. So an introvert you may be a great actor. You know, you might know the way to socialize. And that's kind of how I feel. Like when I'm in a social environment, I feel I don't want to say I feel like I should act a certain way, but by the end of the thing, I'm exhausted. I'm not charged by the social interaction that I had.
Yeah. I do enjoy going to new social environments where nobody knows me.
Yeah.
And being able to be introverted occasionally in social environments and not, because like, especially at like family functions, right? I'm almost expected to be like the, hey, what's the deal with plane travel these days? You know, whereas if I go somewhere where nobody knows me, I can just be like, oh no, I'm shy. I don't talk a lot. Yeah, I can relate to this because I do feel I used to work construction, sometimes like 10, 12-hour days, long, draining days of hard work. And after a social function where I do have to be on, I feel coming home more tired from those sometimes than I would some of those days working construction for like 10, 12 hours. Just nothing is in the tank. And my poor wife, you know, she doesn't talk a lot. So she's like, so how was that? And I'm just like, baby, I don't want to talk again for the rest of the week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I just want to go to somewhere dark and hibernate now.
And the flip side of this is the one that I think is almost more intriguing. Case in point, I have a friend. He ran the lodge where you could go, where hunters from all over the world would come and spend 4 or 5 days. They'd take them out hunting and everything, and they'd stay at the lodge and everything. And this guy ran it, but he was the most reserved, quiet, aw shucks guy you've ever met. But I worked with him on the business part of it for a little while. And in working with him, it was like he couldn't wait until another group showed up
But
to
he
the
didn't.
lodge.
He was always on the outside in the group.
Yeah, he always seemed like he didn't want to be there. Like he never contributed to the conversation.
But in reality, he was enjoying it more than anybody there.
Yes,
charging.
I think that's, he was charging. And that's what drove him in the business too, was he was like, if I don't prepare, if I don't market well, then I won't have anything to charge me. And it makes sense now. I never could understand it before. It almost seemed creepy, to be honest. Like I was like, what's this guy's fetish? Like, why does he, he obviously hates being here, but yet at the same time, this makes a lot of sense now that he was actually socially charged by the environment. He just wasn't the one doing all the chit chat.
Isn't it interesting how, just thinking about this, and everybody is this way to a certain degree, in every social situation, there's give and take with energy, right? And isn't it interesting how, without thinking about it, we as people certain people are being drained in these environments, and so certain people are being charged in these environments, and there's almost a passing of energy between ourselves in these environments.
Yeah, an exchange
of energy. Like I've got some people show up as the battery, and some people show up as the people that need the jump, right?
Yeah.
And there's almost like a passing of, I don't know. I think that's interesting.
No, I think, okay, so here's an introspective question. Let's take the three of us. First question is, when we commit to a certain time to record, but then we cancel that, what are your feelings when we cancel the time to record? Me too, 1,000%. Jess, what do you, like, just think about it for a second. What do you, when we cancel recording or a time to record, what do you feel?
Stress, anxiety.
Isn't that interesting?
But that means
because
I manage the schedule and I have to then now rearrange whatever else.
Yeah, I feel stress and anxiety when we cancel.
Me too.
Honestly, it feels like, remember when you were a kid and it would snow outside and you'd be like, you'd be watching the screen go by for the schools and be like, Rockcastle County.
Snow day. Exactly. I love being here, but I also love canceled plans. I don't know why so much. I gave you guys, like, case in point, I gave you guys so many outs yesterday in the middle of the night. I was like, I can't record tonight, so we could push it till Tuesday. Or if you guys want, we can record in the morning, whatever.
Yeah, when I'm in here and doing it, I love it.
Me too.
But it's like the build up to, it's like, but I feel like that with any social situation too. It's like, fuck. Because, somebody will be like, hey, do you want to come to this event this shindig I'm having in fucking August? And you don't give a shit. August is 9 million months away. Yeah, I'll be there. And then you find out like 3 days before, hey, don't forget, we're doing that thing. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
And then you dread it. But when you get there, it's like a blast. You're super glad you went. That's how I always feel about recording.
But we're drained afterward, like we're happy. Okay, Horror Hound was a great example. We spent the whole night on the roof with all of the 1159 family, and it was amazing. Yeah, it was so
I've
fun.
never been so exhausted after anything, though.
I totally agree. And getting there, I literally, I don't know what this like. I think a narcissist would look at the prospect of going there that night and being around all the people and everything, and they would be so excited to go. And to me, it felt like somebody needed to wheel me there, like what's his name from Silence of the Lambs on a dolly, like, hello, unleash me. Okay, I'm here.
I might be a narcissist then, because I do get excited to meet listeners.
No, I don't think I don't think you're a narcissist. I think that was actually,
I know that.
And I will say this. No, I'll say this about you. You have a not only a skill, but like you and Jack were very opposite in that, like we could stop right now and you would stick around to talk to people. You'll do a Facebook Live and nobody knows it. And I think that's really neat. I don't think that's narcissism. I think that is that you have certain people that you really do enjoy being around. And I think that's very genuine, actually.
It's also my way of making up for never answering instant messages or text messages. So like, I want people to know that I appreciate them a lot. And although I don't answer text or instant messages most of the time or even read them, I will make up for it if we ever see in person.
Yeah. Weird. If you thought you were an introvert, check your gas meter at the end of a social activity, and that might help tell you whether or not you're an introvert or an extrovert. I never thought of it that way. And all that information was brought to you by Andrew Huberman from Huberman Labs. I stole that from him. The dude's super smart. He's got a cool podcast, Huberman Labs. Just check it out.
I would say out of the three of us, Jess is the most extroverted.
I think I'd agree. And see, here's the thing is when somebody calls you an extrovert, do you feel offended?
No,
like I do.
I don't think either. I don't think either is offensive. It's fine to be either or. And I also think it's probably a spectrum.
Yeah, for sure. And I do think there are people that are extroverts that are the life of the party. And I do think there are introverts who are the punch bowl guardians,
Yeah.
But
that change of energy, though, is interesting. That I never had thought about that. There does seem to be
you have
like
to.
Those punch bowl introverts that you're talking about are extrovert. Would that be an introvert or an extrovert?
That would be an extrovert.
That guy that hosted your hunting thing, was he?
Yes, extrovert.
Really?
Yep.
Even though he doesn't communicate?
Yeah. Totally. I don't know if you ever saw the TV series Vikings, but Thor, what's his name? Ragnar, the main guy.
Yeah.
Every party the Vikings throw at his hall, he's always behind this like mesh partition looking out at everybody. He doesn't like go and mingle. He's absorbing the energy from it, but he doesn't have to be part of it.
It's almost like a phone charging dock.
Yeah. Okay, so here's a question. Here's something I do that's really weird, and you tell me where you think this sits. I get so happy and comfortable when people are over, but that I don't have to interact. Like if you said, what's one thing? If you could do one thing all the time, what would you do? I would tell you, I would make it Thanksgiving Day and have everybody around and just let me sleep on the couch. That's weird, right?
That is weird. That is very weird.
I don't understand that about myself, but that is my most comfortable.
When you're sleeping in a mass of people?
Yeah, that's
when I'm most uncomfortable.
It's so, I know, but I'm so, Jess is leaving. She's got to go. I think she's got to go fight the powers of justice. Bye. Let's just watch her as she collects her stuff.
There she goes. Oh, she put her headphones back on.
We were just watching as you collected all your stuff.
You can take this out, but I can't leave the session because I started the recording, so I just want to make sure that you have the ability to stop
Yeah.
the recording? Okay.
I can
And then when
stop
you're
it.
done, just make sure that you leave
Pick
this
up after ourselves.
leave the session for all so that it kicks me off so it doesn't keep just leaving me in the session.
Okay. We'll do our dishes too. Why does it feel like Mom's leaving?
I have to go to an appointment and I'm going to be late. So
Okay.
On the positive note, I'm going to read a bunch more creepypastas.
I will. That's awesome.
All right.
Bye.
Have fun.
Sorry.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, actually, she's leaving right now, but we need to leave too because I don't have anything else to talk about.
I woke up to the sound.
All right. Well, everybody go and check your energy levels at the next social environment. Come back and tell us how it goes when you visit our back door, because you can if you do. Sign up for 11.59.
Sorry
plus.
for
you
the
can be here
bill.
with us. Hugs, everybody.
Bye.